In my past life as a soccer coach, when you won the national championships, everyone wants to play for you, really not still when you pay them $25 for years in scholarships. Everyone wants to play for you, and their parents will come to me and will say, okay, my son's mother wants to play at your university, and what's what we have to do, and you know what are you looking for. And then there's the rest the professor that I am, well, who say what your sons do, and they do really well, so what we interested in. And typically the answer is, well, the girls very visions, they're really good, they can see their type of views, and my daughter is the fastest, so nobody can beat her, or my son's got a right left footer, really good in the air and hit every ball. Not bad, but to be quite honest with you, those are the last thing that I'm looking for. The most important thing, self-confidence. Without that skills, I use the word skill intensely. Without that skill, we are useless as a soccer player, because when we lose sight and believe in yourself, we're done for. I use the definitions of self-confidence to be the ability or the belief to believe in yourself, to accomplish any task, no matter the odds, no matter the difficulty, no matter the adversity, the belief that you can accomplish it. Self-confidence. Some users raise down half-face and so size, I never do that, blah blah, and you start regular ways down here. But I use the word skill because I believe I can be trained. I will show you a couple of ways the words we do. Hopefully I won't run out of time on you any slide because my speed only goes here and here. So we'll see what we get to do. Now this the way to build self-confidence. No master's foreign. I can say hands like going down, who can fly, put your hand up. I can, I'm confident. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Rise. What does McCullough call it? 20,000 hour rule? There's no middle burden. I recruited a rule from Colombia, South America 1 year, and a big, tall, 6'3" man. And you know, he had hands like stone, and I thought he was flipper. Every time he threw a ball down to the rail, oh my god, he was in trouble. Simple solution: get the ball again, the war, catch it, get the ball again, the war, and catch it. His goal was 350 per day for a man. He came back and his hands were colorless. The most run his hands were literally gold. He was like in Europe. Metrics no, repetition, repetition, repetition. The rock from us we expect to be self-confident, but we can't be unless the skill or the task we are doing is not novel, it's new to it. We weren't in the situation where we could have so much pressure in that. What I mean, because pressure builds diamonds. We weren't in the situation, hey, if I done this 1,000 times, I just my speed, I practice in the mirror, blah 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 blah. I'm sounding good, then I went in front of my kids and my wife. I said, oh my god, I got a little nervous. Then I get in front of the glam goal. Oh my goodness, I get a little more nervous. By the time I get to the ACGs, where's 2,500 people, I can't say anymore. Right? 2,500 people. Where 2,500 people are there, I won't have any single ounce of nervousness because of my ability to practice, right? Over and over and over again. The problem with repetition is, how many of us failed after the first bit of a failure? How many of us failed after the first bit of adversity? Everything on that video. It depends on who you ask. There was anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 tries to build that life up. 1,000 to 20,000. J.K. Rowling should be on that video. Do you know how many publishers took the Harry Potter book to? I believe the number was 12 or 13. I'm pretty confident, but after 2 or 3 no's, I will be like, dang it. After 6 or 7, I will like, maybe not. Definitely after 9 or 10, I will be looking to a soccer coach or something else besides another. Right? I mean, 12 times somebody said no. But practice, 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 and do not accept failure. Maybe you shouldn't be a repetition, maybe the answer should be persistent. Because we all repeat something, but very few of us will persist. So that's one way to build self-confidence. Get out there. Do what you want to do and do not accept no. The other one is self-talk. We all have a self-talk tape that's laid in our head. If we go shopping and put on a pair of pants this week, if you're a woman, the first thing that always comes, that means I look fast in the pants. If you're a man, it is the opposite. Oh my god, I'm got no muscle, I'm so fat. Right? We all have this tape that lays in our head. As a student, if you ask me a question, I will like, gosh, leave, professor, don't pick me, I don't the answer, I look down. Right? If you let me tell you something. At the VP of Business Admin here, Susan repeated, when hired me as an athletic director, as an architecture meeting, I am dumb as a post when it comes to anything to with number and angles. And that's why the architectural, do you think Dr. Joseph? Let me look into that for you and get back to you. Right? I was in, God, please don't ask me. Please don't ask me. We have this negative self-talk that goes in our head. Guess what? There's enough people that's telling us we can't do it. That we're not good enough. Why do we want to tell ourselves that? We know for a fact that thoughts influence actions. We saw it still with the video Sheldon. Right, we know our thoughts influence actions. Why do we want to say that negative self-talk to ourselves? We need to get their self-affirmation. Muhammad Ali, what was his self-affirmation? I am the greatest. Who else is gonna tell you? There needs to be quiet moments in your bedroom, quiet moments when you're brushing your teeth. That's we need to reaffirm. I am the captain of my ship and the master of my fate. That is my affirmation. I came from a school of 1,000 people. I lived in a town of 1,000 people for 15 years. There's no reason that I should be in charge of an athletics department, building a maple leaf gardens, but I am the captain of my ship and the master of my fate. If I don't say it, if I don't believe it, no one else will. How do you build self-confidence? Get away from people who will tear you down. There's enough of that. Muhammad Ali. I am the greatest. There's no one better than me. The difference between hubris and ego and false pride is just reminding yourself in quiet and silent moments. I put it down on a list. It's right beside my mirror, right? About all the things that make me who I am, because I am enough mistakes. And newspaper will recognize it, and people around me will recognize it. They will tear me down, and really sure I will begin to believe it. There was a time when my confidence was really low. There was a time when I took this job, when I came from Iowa. I don't know if I could do it. I had to bring out my self-confidence letter. A letter I wrote to myself when I was feeling good. Ivan, congratulations on getting your PhD before 40. I am 40, and there. Congratulations on winning a national championship. Good job and raising the good kids. And marrying the right woman, I wrote a letter to myself. It was on my old red sheet, my own letter about the things that I would rather. Because there were moments, and we all experience them in our career, in our lives, in our job, hunting, or in our relationship, when we are not feeling good about who and what and where we are. And I had to bring out that letter and read it time and time again, for a period of 2 weeks, to wait to meet through that storm. It was important. Stop the self-talk, the negative self-talk. If you watch, you'll see some athletes that have little bandit or little band around them. Lance Armstrong is a perfect one. What is his self-affirmation? Live strong isn't a friend. It was to remind him of who he was. Live strong. Then it became a friend. Who would move that from one arm to the next arm when doubt and fear came into his mind? Live strong. Put it on it and let go. We all have it. Replace it. 2 ways to build self-confidence. When I'm worried about my time, I'm gonna tell you one way you can build self-confidence in others. We are coaches and educators. We are teachers. We are people who will bring value in the world. And in doing that, we are ridiculed by the nature of what we do. I am a coach. I want you to score a goal. The ball went over high. Dang it, the ball went high. Thank you, coach. I know that. Feedback tell me that. So what we do with you? I need you to put your elbow here, and then you put your knees over the ball, and then you to follow through. Boom, plan, right. Notice I never made it at a pressure. What can we do? We fix mistakes. When I'm fixing that mistakes, Johnny's. This is terrible. You need to bend your knees. You need to do just this. What I have done to Johnny's self-confidence. Bend your knees. Do this. Do this. Next thing you know, Johnny's cursed. Ignore what Johnny does wrong. And find Bob or Sally or Feeder over here. Ray, go Feeder. I love how you keep your knee low. You follow through and you land it like this. Great job. Johnny, oh, great. Johnny is not demoralized. His confidence is in shock, and when I done it, I feel the fetus. Imagine how we could change the way we parent these kids. Instead of get us losses of the character what's wrong with you. If we catch the model good. Great job, great job. Thank you, Alice, for taking your class to the counter. It sounds simple, but we forget about it. Or as educators, or somebody at the team, if we manage to raise the positive behavior that we wanted to reinforce. We forget it. It sounds so simple. Catch them when they are good. We forget about it. It is simple. Here is what it is the study in Kansas they just did. They just video, we want to do video, and we show the video of them doing the runs of the play. This is go happen because the package wasn't protected with this protest, right? We need to do this and then cover the slot. And that is the baseline. Improvements of the Kansas State team went like this. Then, they just ignore all of that, and they just showed them the times they did it right. The times they did it perfect. That presented no goals, spoke the same points. Improvements went like that. It changed and revolutionized the ways we as coaches interact with our student athletes. We can apply this to business world, we can apply this to our student group work, we can apply this to our management teams easily. Catch them when they're good. Last and certainly not least. My son is really good at this. Self-confidence people interpret feedback the way they choose to. I asked my son, who is by far terrible athlete, gets it from his dad. The games, how's the game? Oh great, I scored 3 goals, I got 2 assists. Oh my gosh, I did not see him touch the puck. But he has his own perception of how he did. And I love it. Right? I'm that guy. I remember when I met my wife, it was in comments. Colin, will I go to the movies? Ladies, tingle. And she goes, oh no. I asked her again. Cause I think that she just hasn't seen me in the right line. Maybe I did the wrong shirt on, cause I am thirsty that's the way I wanted to interpret it. Finally, I asked her out again. I gave with this one comment. She sent this to her friend that did the way it back then. She would not date you unless there was the last person on Earth. Health was reaching over. There was no change. We had to save the planet Earth. Someone is no change. I'm like, you're saying there's a change, right? Because that's how I'm gonna interpret it. If I could give you one thing to take from this, it is no one will believe in you unless you do. Listen to the words of that video. Here is the racist ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the raw pigs in the warehouse. We're supposed to be different folks, and when people look at us, believe in ourselves. Thank you.